dar viena livelithuania.net diskusija ir šį kartą kalbėsime su pašnekovu iš kitos ES šalies ir domėsimės, kaip sekasi priimti pabėgėlius, integruoti juos būtent Suomijai. Ir su manim šiandien diskutuos Suomių Raudonojo kryžiaus atstovas, Mikeli Reception centro vadovas Otto Leppä. Hello, Otto. Nice to see you. And tell me a little bit about the situation now in Finland with the refugees.
Okay, thank you for welcome, Thomas. Well, our situation at the moment in Finland is that the reception field is kind of calm at the moment. We don't have any more so many customers or clients. When the 2015 came, we had a big intake or a big refugee crisis, and after that there were many reception centers that were built, and now I think we have only like around 5,000 people who are seeking asylum left in our system to process, and everything is quite professional at the moment.
Can you tell us more about the center, reception center? How does it work in your country?
Okay, it works like, I don't know about other countries, but when you seek asylum here in Finland, the immigration office kind of has the responsibility of taking care of the people who are being processed. So they make contracts with other companies or organizations like ours. We are the Red Cross, and we provide those services for the immigration agency. So we'll take care of the people while they are being processed in the system, and sometimes it takes a lot of time, and we need to be there for them to, make them able to survive the process.
So what are the first steps when someone arrives and asks for asylum? What are the first steps that the reception center can help with?
Okay, so when the people leave the application for asylum, it normally comes to the police or the border guards or whatever the people are who are in the receiving them, and then they will put the people in the system, and then they will find the place where the services are provided for. So reception center is not about the process itself. We don't have influence on who gets a permit or who doesn't. We'll just help the people to, we'll provide them basic necessities, roof over the head, and food and health services, and translation and legal counseling and stuff like that. So basic thing is to make sure that the people are fed, they have a place where they can sleep, and then we'll have appropriate medical checkups so that they are healthy, and if they need some vaccination or whatever, we'll provide them.
But there was a beginning when the reception centers were new in Finland, and I think that
yes,
there were some maybe mistakes or success stories that you can share with us.
Okay, so my professional career in this business started from the 2015, and our reception center is a place that was built very quickly to respond to that crisis. So I know a lot about this pretty chaotic moment that when 32,000 people came to Finland seeking asylum, and there were, I think, 100 of reception centers for adults were very rapidly built. Well, we used old infrastructure and all that, but people who came to do this work were not, in many times they weren't people who had done this work before. So everything had to be done in very, very quick order, and there were mistakes that people made, and it was basically, it depended on what kind of people, what kind of leadership and all that. There were many variables which affected, and sometimes people make mistakes, as you know.
Yeah, so we are talking about human mistakes, and what about the strategic maybe mistakes country did, and for others to share that we Lithuania wouldn't be repeating them, or maybe having like a lesson how to move forward with this issue?
Based on my understanding and my experience, I can say a couple of things. First of all, to my experience, the people need something to do. Our people, there have been many cases where people are years and years in this process. So they will lose faith and they will live in very uncertain times. So anything you can give them to study, whether the language or a profession, if you can have them go into regular work, if they have schools and jobs, that makes it lot easier for us in the reception center if they have meaningful things to do. It's a basic human requirement that you have something useful you can do. And I would say that if the authorities can make it happen so that the process goes quite quickly, not so quickly that you don't take into consideration everything, but put resources into people who make the decisions, the courts who will adjudicate those decisions. I don't know how it works in Lithuania or in Baltic states, but if you have put resources so that the process doesn't take so many years, I think it's for your society also. If you'll have so much separation, we are here and the refugees are here, or the asylum seekers are here, and we won't allow them to do anything meaningful. It creates problems in your society.
You mentioned the society. How is Finland's society reacting to refugees? Because you already have much longer experience with this case.
Well, these kind of processes are not easy for any society. And I think statistically it follows the Gaussian curve, or whatever you call it. In your country, there are people who are very angry if somebody comes in and seeks for help. They will say that, no, well, you know the accusations. They will say that they all are awful people and we need to stop them at the border. And then there are, on the other hand, there's a minority that says everybody is an angel and they have not done anything wrong and you must help everybody, and they are they will react very positively in anybody seeking help. So the great majority is kind of wait and see approach. What will become, we don't know, and that's I think that's a healthy response. You don't have to be extreme at any point. Basically, we as a society, we have apartments, we have infrastructure to help these people. We have, well, we are not a wealthy country, but we have some means to, provide for the people. And when we started 2015, there were many people who were giving, I don't know, they were volunteering and they were giving their clothes and stuff for the refugees. So there was kind of like normal reaction to this crisis. There were minorities who wanted to take things into extremes, but mainly the Finnish society took the people as you would expect, that they think they need help and they have come a long way and all that. But still, let's see how they will behave in our society.
2015, thousands of people, 6 years passed by. So you already maybe can make some conclusions and see the outcome of that event that happened. Yes. 6 years ago.
We don't have a follow-up system. We don't follow our clients when they get permits to stay in Finland and they will get their own apartments. We don't kind of, do a statistical work on how they have integrated, but some of our people who work here, they have contacts to previous clients and many of them stay in the city, so we see them from time to time. So I can't make any scientific argument, or I don't have the statistics to support my case. But all in all, in our city, and I think in the whole of society, the first shock was very big. People were kind of afraid, and there were many who were kind of reserved. But at the moment, the integration has been good. There have been minor issues. Of course, there are people who will do bad things and who won't integrate, and you will learn them from the media and all that. But overall, I think the Finnish people in our city and in greater parts of Finland have kind of they have experienced the situation and they are not so in a shock at the moment. So they know better about it right now. People have prejudices and whatever, but they have been grown into this new situation.
Why do you think it was important for Finland to accept so many refugees?
The golden rule of morals is to treat everybody the way you want to be treated yourself. So I'd say if you put yourself into position that whatever reason you need to move into some other country, how would you like to be treated? My grandfather or his father went to America to work in a places where he got some money, and then he came back here in Finland and could afford himself, and that was kind of immigration that was pretty standard in those days 100 years ago. Somebody could have said that he went there to improve his life. He wasn't in danger in Finland, but he still went and did the work. And if I think about him, I would like him to be treated as a human being and with some kind of respect.
How do you see as an organization the movements in global migration because of the actions maybe your organizations has to perform in different parts of the world? I think you are following this as well, though you are in Finland. How the migration picture is changing in general in the world?
I can't speak on behalf of my organization. There are many wiser and people who are in more position of understanding these issues. So I'm telling you my personal point of view. The amount of people is really big at the moment, and it's increasing. That will lead to problems in places where there are many people but small amount of resources. And it's kind of natural that when you have this kind of situation where there are many people who live in places where there are little resources, they have kind of, it creates a pushing phenomenon. And there are countries like Finland who don't have so many people, and we have water and food and whatever the resources are. It creates a pulling phenomenon. And these pushing and pulling phenomenons, they combine, and they will create they will create a situation where people are moving, and they will try to move. They will try to transfer themselves. It's natural, and I'm not the one to say that don't do that or whatever. It's a situation which is a fact, and we as a organization, or we as human beings must understand that we need to, prepare for it, and we must see what we can do to, help the people.
How do you imagine, from your experience, the perfect integration process with timing and with activities maybe for, I don't know, a casual family with children, 2 children, 3 children from Syria? How do you see the perfect integration process in a country with the help of centers like yours?
I'd say follow the golden middle path. Let them be independent actors. Don't suffocate them with all your own things and your own counseling and guidance. And Finnish people and Nordic people are sometimes like that. They will try to do so much to integrate them that they will be kind of like forced to integrate, and that creates always a kind of anti-response that I'm not doing this integration for myself, I'm doing it for you. So don't try to suffocate them with all this support and all these programs and all that, but let them be their own individual agents in this process. But on the other hand, I would say don't let them be without the support. If you just leave them, it's your job, we'll give you food, you'll do the rest. That won't work as well. So try to find the golden middle path where you will give support, but you will let them feel to be the agents of this integration process themselves.